Have you ever gotten a check engine light a few weeks right after you rebuilt your cylinder head? I just did. What's up guys, this is Eugene from Yev's Builds. If you already haven't, make sure to subscribe because, dude, we got a bunch of cool stuff coming. And when I say bunch, I mean a bunch of cool stuff's coming, okay? A little bit before I recently rebuilt the head, I noticed my car was idling really rough. The RPM gauge would jump every, half a thousand RPMs for a good minute until it would stabilize. And then eventually I got a check engine light a few weeks after I rebuilt the cylinder head. I read the code. It said that it was the purge valve. It has to do with the evap system. Apparently it's a pretty common thing with these cars. Fortunately, it's a pretty simple fix. It's just the purge valve. Luckily, it's located in a very easy, accessible location. And it's only $140 for an OEM sensor valve. Okay, cool. There are two possibilities in this case. Well, actually a million, but it could be a bad wire. It could be this actual purge valve located underneath the intake manifold, or it could be the other purge valve underneath the tank, the gas tank, underneath the muffler. So if you look under your M3, this box right here, it's covered. It should be covered. If it's not, chances are it went bad. One way you can test it, you can remove the purge valve, the one that's under the intake manifold. You could remove it, and this connector right here, you can hook up a battery to it, hook up a couple of these, clamps. You could hook up those two, put little, wires in each end, hook it up to a battery, and connect it. Touch these two connectors. Make sure that the lines aren't actually touching each other, just each of the connectors. If you hear the valve inside opening and closing, it means your valve is actually fine, and it's most likely either the one that's underneath there, or it might be the actual sensor part of this purge valve, right? Luckily, I have another M3 standing right there, okay? That's the one for the V10 build. That one has absolutely no issues. I took off the purge valve off of this one, tested it on, put it up on the black M3, and guess what? Cleared the code, drove it for 3.5 days already. The code has not been brought up. So I bought a new one, and we are gonna be swapping this out today. Pretty simple, but it's a common problem with these motors, so let's get to it. For this job, you're gonna need a flathead and a 10 mil ratchet, as well as a couple really tight squeezing fingers, okay? Because this is gonna get annoying. The hose that goes over this guy, it's clamped on super hard, and it's ridiculously stupid to remove it. You take your flathead, you pop off your intake box, make sure you, boom, disconnect it, take your flathead again, unscrew this, boom, you unhook this. This is where your headlight module is, the xenon portion of it, and there are 3 10 mil nuts, okay? This is one of them. You unscrew these, you unscrew all 3, and you remove it. Boom, just like that. You take it all off, set it aside. Take this little guy, move it aside, take this box, pull it out of there. And there you have it, right there. Remove it, it's pretty much on a hanger, right over it, right? That's where that little rubber grommet is. There it is. It's hung on by that piece. Then you have the sensor, you disconnect it. Unclip it, you get a little bit more room, okay? There are now 2 hoses. There's this hose, and then the one on the bottom. The bottom is the one that unhooks ridiculously hard. Boom, that's off. And now you're gonna need your flathead again. You're just gonna have to carefully pry this hose off. Careful not to damage it, because you're gonna have to replace it, and who knows where it goes. It goes somewhere way in there. See, old one is off. I labeled it as the 04 because that's my red one. This black M3 is at 06. Take your new one and just plug it all back in and assemble it right back to where it was. Sick, just like that, you put everything back. Oop, not everything. Forgot this guy, hold up. There we go. Now we got everything. Put everything back, remove all your tools, remove the old purge valve. Make sure that the connector actually clips on, as well as the bottom clip for the hose, right, the lower hose. Make sure it all clicks up. Let's go start her up. If she's idling real well, that's a good sign. She might have a few hiccups, but let's see. There you go, absolutely no hiccups. Because before it'd be jumping back and forth for a good minute. Sure, the motor is hot, but it would do it no matter. I go for an hour drive, shut off the car, start it back up immediately, and it will still be hiccupy like that. So that is a good sign. Give it a few revs. It's all good. Stock exhaust. But that's it for this video. Appreciate you guys. Make sure to subscribe, do all the following. You know what to do. You know the drill. Peace. Have a good one. Man, you thought I'm done though, huh? You thought I'm done? Nope. Gotta put the old one off of this one back on. Let's go.